Hello students, let us look how to formulate a linear program problem. So next topic is the formulation of linear program problems. So there are four basic steps involved in the formulation of the linear program problem. So step 1 step 1 is to identify the decision variables. Identify the decision variables. What is to be find out in the question that we have to decide. So that variables that we have to find out in the question, that is termed as a decision variable. So first, in the first step, we have to identify these variables, decision variables. In the step 2, relating these decision variables, we have to write a function. So that is the function of decision variables. Write the function of decision variables, and this particular function is called as a objective function. That is, this in the second step we have to write objective function. In the first, we have to identify decision variables, and then we have to write what is the objective function of the problem. And this particular objective function, it is nothing but it is the function of the decision variables. There will be some term related to this decision variables, and this particular objective function has to be optimized. In the question it is already given. So in the second step we have to write objective function. In the third step, express the constraints. So in the third step, express the constraints. in in the relationship to the decision variable, to the decision variable. So in the third step we have to write different constraints, and these constraints are in the relation, that is in the form of the decision variables related. We have to write the different constraints. There may be two, three, or more than three constraints. So constraint, they are the some restrictions, some limitation is imposed on the decision variables. That may be availability of the time, availability of the material. So maybe of equality or maybe of inequality type. Through the problem we will look how to explore these steps. In the step 4, again, after writing the decision variable, express the non-negativity constraints. Non-negativity constraints. It means continuity and finite number of choice constraints. So these are the four basic steps. In the first step, identify the decision variables. Question में क्या find करना है, and related to those decision variables, write the objective of the problem objective क्या है, whether it is a maximization or it is a minimization. So optimization means it is a maximization. If it is a profit related problem, so it has to be maximized. But if it is suppose transportation cost related problem or machining timing related problem, so that has to be minimized. Transportation cost and machining time has to be minimized, whether the profit related problem has to be maximized. In the third step, write the different constraints which are given in the problem. Constraints may be of equality or may be of inequality type. And finally, step 4, this must be checked whatever the decision variables, they has to be positive value. So in the final step we will check non-negativity of the constraints. So all these values, decision variable has to be positive values. So let us look a problem, how to formulate a linear program problem. So let I have a problem. Suppose this is the problem. Okay. That's fine. Huh. So in this particular problem, it is a product allocation problem. So a firm produces three products. So product A, product 2, product 3, product A 2 and so, sorry 1, 2 and 3. See, firm produces three different products and which are processed on three different machine. Machine 1 it is M1, machine 2 M2 and third is M3. And this particular table indicates when product A is loaded on machine M1, on machine 1 it takes 2 minutes of processing time. Here it is time per unit. One unit is unit processing, it takes 2 minutes on machine M1. Similarly, product 2 on M1 it takes 3 minutes. Product 3 on machine M1 it takes 2 minutes. And likewise product 1 on machine 2 it takes 4 minutes. Product A on machine 3 takes 2 minutes. Product 2 on machine 2, here it's not value, so it is not processed on machine 2. It is processed on machine M1, it takes 3 units of time, and on machine 3 it takes 5 units of time. And likewise the product 3. Here in this particular table, this is the machine capacity, or in a day it is given minutes per day. That means machine M1 you can run maximum for 400 minutes in a day. It cannot run beyond 440 minutes. So maximum availability of time for M1 is 440. For M2 it is 470 and for M3 it is 430. And some more information given in the question. So what is that? Uh, Profit per unit cost. If suppose product A is sold in the market, so it gives you profit of 4 rupees. Product B it's 3 3 rupees, and likewise product 3 gives 6 rupees. And in the question it is assumed that all the assumptions, it is assumed that all the product are consumed in the market. Formulate the linear program problem that has to be maximize the daily profit. Maximize the daily profit. So in this particular problem, what we have to do, in this particular problem we have to maximize the profit. Maximize the profit, ये sorry, maximize the profit, ये already mentioned क्वेश्चन में फाइंड करना है. बट दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉफिट किस पे डिपेंड करेगा? सो it is depend on the number of units. It is depends on number of units of product A, B and C which are sold in the market. This profit किस पे डिपेंड करेगा? प्रॉफिट विल डिपेंड product A के how many units are sold in the market, likewise product B how many units of sold in the market. So this particular profit, it is depending on the value of number of units of product A, B and C. So this number of units, that will be my decision variable. So first step we have to write the decision variable. So I will assume, let the x1, this is the number of units of product 1. Similarly, x2, this is the number of units of product 2, and x3, this is the number of units of product 3. So these are the decision variables. X1, number of units of product A, x2 for 2 and x3 for 3. So these has I have to find out in the question. And what I will in the second step, so this is the first step. These are the decision variables. So first x1, x2 and x3, these are the decision variables. Now what is the objective? Objective function is to maximize the profit. Now profit, you look, 4 rupees of profit, it gives 1 unit of product A. So number of units of product A is x1. 1 unit of product 1 gives profit of 4 rupees. So x1 units, that will give you profit of 4x1. Alright, product A, when 1 unit of product A is sold into the market, it gives the profit of 4 rupees. So there are x1 such unit of product A, so the profit will be 4x1. For product 2, it is 3 rupees of profit per unit. So there are x2 unit of profit. So uh, from product 2, so the profit will be 3x2. 1 unit of gives 3 rupees, so there are x2 units. Alright, similarly product 3, it gives profit 6 rupees per unit, so there are x3 units, so the profit will be 6x3. So this is the profit from product A, this is the profit from product B or 2, and this is the profit from product 3. So the total profit, will be summation of these profits. So this will be 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 6x3. So this particular relation we represent as the objective function, and we generally denote it by z, and because it has to be maximized, so here I will mention it as z max. So this is the objective function, and it is in terms of the decision variables. So x1, x2, these are the decision variables. So moving at the third step, so this is the first decision variable, this is the objective function. Now we are writing constraints. What are the constraints? So the constraints is the, in particular problem, what are the constraints? So constraints are running time of machine. M1 you can not run beyond 440, M2 it cannot run beyond 470, and likewise M3. And in the table it is given 1 unit of product A, it takes 2 minutes on machine 1. Product B, it takes 3 units time. Product 3, it takes 2 units time. And the number of products of 1 are x1. Total units are x1. So 1 unit takes 2 minutes time. So the x1 unit time, so the writing for machine 1, for machine 1. So for machine 1, what I can write? For machine 1, 2 units and x1 units. So the total machining time, 2 units of per unit, 2 minutes per unit, so that, and the number of units are x1. So x1 into 2. Similarly for product 2, it will be 3 per unit, and the total unit are x2. For product 3, it is 2 and x3. So this is the total machining time, and this time maximum can be of 440. You can fully utilize this machine or partially. So this value, it will be constraints that will be always less than or equal to 440. So this is the constraint one. 1 unit, 2 minutes. So x1 units, 2x1, 3x2, and 2x3, and that can be, if it is fully utilized, so it will be equal to 440. Otherwise it will be less than 440 minutes. So this is the constraint for machine 1. So similarly I can write for machine 2. Machine 2, so what is the constraints? 4x1, here it is not processed on machine 2, so 4x1, 0x2, and 3x3, and it is equal to less than equal to 470. So I will write for machine 2, it is the 4x1 plus 0x2 plus 3x3, and the total machining time, it will be less than 470 minutes. Similarly for machine 3, I can write it is twice x1 from the table and 5x2 and plus 0x3, and again it will be, if it is fully utilized, so it will be 430, otherwise it will be less than 430. So these are the three constraints: constraint 1, constraint 2, and this is the constraint 3. This is the for machine 1, this is constraint 1 imposed on machine 1, constraint 2 on machine 2, and constraint 3 on machine 3. So this is decision variable, this is the objective function, and these three are constraints. And finally step 4, write the non-negativity of the constraints. So in this step 4, whatever the values of decision variable, that is the x1, x2, and x3, they should be always positive value. 0 is allowed, but negative value is not allowed. So this is the step 4. x1, x2, and x3, they should be always positive value. So in this fashion we formulate. So if I summarize, so I will write how to write this problem. So problem will be maximize z, and this z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 6x3 subjected to three constraints. Constraints 1, it is the twice x1 plus 3x2 plus 2x3 less than 440. This is the constraint 1. 4x1, here it will be 0. 4x1 plus 3x3 less than equal to 470, and 2x1 plus 5x2 less than equal to 430, and x1 where x1, x2, and x3 are positive values. So this is the complete formulation of LPP. Thank you.